This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Businessman shot dead in Riverton Meadows. A businessman was shot and killed in the community of Riverton Meadows in St. Andrew on Tuesday. Dead is 64-year-old Norman Dunkley of Portmore, St. Catherine. Reports are that Dunkley, who reportedly operated a trucking company in Riverton Meadows, was walking in the community about 11 a.m. when he was pounced upon by a gunman who shot him several times. A licensed firearm holder who was in the vicinity challenged the gunman. However, he eventually fled the area. Dunkley was later pronounced dead at hospital. A motive for the murder has not yet been established. The Hunts Bay police are investigating. Gun seized from ex-soldier involved in shootout with police was licensed. The police are reporting that the gun seized following Tuesday's shootout involving a former Jamaica Defense Force soldier and the police was a licensed firearm. A semi-automatic pistol and 20 rounds of ammunition were reportedly seized from the ex-soldier. Superintendent Christopher Phillips, head of the St. Catherine South Police Division, told the news that checks revealed that the firearms license was renewed in January. However, Superintendent Phillips said the man was not mentally fit to be in possession of a gun. The ex-soldier, who is said to be mentally ill, remains hospitalized after he was shot during the incident. A member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force was also shot in the standoff. Shortly after midday on Tuesday, the police received a call that an armed man was firing bullets at his neighbors in Cumberland Meadows, St. Catherine. The police came under gunfire when they arrived at the scene. There was a further standoff after the ex-soldier ran into his house and locked himself and the daughter inside. He surrendered after his wife arrived and spoke with him. JTA demands answers regarding outstanding pay for teachers. The Jamaica Teachers Association is demanding answers from the Ministry of Education by the end of the day regarding outstanding payments due to its members. A number of complaints have been aired by teachers about salaries due for their work at summer school. There are also complaints about late or unpaid salary for September and October. JTA President Winston Smith, speaking with the news, said information was being collated and will be presented to the ministry for urgent intervention. Acknowledging that there could be a genuine cause beyond human capabilities for the delay, he said it was important that any such problem be explained to the teachers. We just need to know, he stressed.
The new Secretary General, we had a meeting this morning. I would have spoken with him to share with him some of the concerns we have, and we are putting together a list of all the challenges we have to bring to the ministry's attention in a fulsome way tomorrow to make sure that by the end of tomorrow, the work day, there should be a concrete position from the Ministry of Education to say exactly what the issues are so that our teachers can be properly compensated. We're saying we need to hear from our ministry what exactly is the cause. Because there could be a genuine cause beyond human. We just need to know and to have, when you give a commitment, if there is a reason for not fulfilling the commitment or the stipulated time, please let us know in advance.
Psychiatric exam ordered for Pathways member accused of murder. A psychiatric evaluation has been ordered for Andre Ruddock, who is accused of killing Tanika Gardner at Pathway International Kingdom Restoration Ministries in St. James last month. Mr. Ruddock, who reportedly confessed to killing Miss Gardner, was remanded when he appeared in court on Wednesday morning. Mr. Ruddock is to return to court on December 7. Tanika Gardner, 39, and Michael Brown, 38, were found dead at the church in Albion Meadows, Montego Bay on October 18. Their throats were slashed. The police stormed the church following reports that congregants were being killed as part of a religious ritual. Woefully inadequate. Legal aid attorneys still unhappy despite fee increase. The increase in fees for defense attorneys providing legal aid in complex criminal matters such as gang trials has been described as inadequate. Speaking in the House of Representatives on Tuesday, Justice Minister Delroy Chuck said Cabinet considered the arguments from the attorneys and adjusted the fees upwards by $50,000 monthly. The 6-month cap for the payment of fees has also been removed. Alexander Shaw, who has been speaking on behalf of defense attorneys, expressed gratitude for the intervention of the Justice Minister following complaints from attorneys. However, Mr. Shaw told the news that there are still reservations, particularly as it relates to what is regarded as a month in these matters.
Particularly what constitutes a month. We're at our wit's end that you are required to be in court every day or at least 75% of the time for $150,000 a month, knowing well that this amount, the compensation, cannot even shake your expenses. And, you know, an attorney who is absent from court still has to comb through that day's evidence. So it matters not. But we will have to have a follow-up meeting with the minister as we still find $150,000 to be woefully inadequate, and it's not in line with our expectation coming out of the meeting and the discussions with the minister.
On Tuesday, the Justice Minister said payments would be made at the end of each month and the fees would be prorated if attorneys appeared in court for fewer than 15 days in a month. He accepted that the updated fees were still low compared to regular rates. In the Klansmen gang trial, reputed leader laughed after being told target was killed, second witness testifies. The second prosecution witness in the Klansman Wandon gang trial this morning corroborated reports that a reputed leader of the Wandon gang, Andre Blackman Bryan, had burst into laughter when he was told that a man he had ordered killed in Lauriston, St. Catherine was dead. The witness testified in the Home Circuit Court that when he called Blackman's driver to tell him that the job was done, after seeing the man's body, he could hear the reputed leader laughing in the background. The ex-gangster also told the court that Bryan had ordered the murder of a man known by the alias Outlaw and that he had sent his bodyguard CJ, who is defendant Tariq James, to carry out the hit. According to the second witness, he had also heard when CJ called the black man and said, "General, me murder the boy." Another alleged gang member, Beach, who is defendant Carl Beach, had accompanied James, said the witness, who also told the court that he was the getaway driver. The prosecution witness, another top-tier ex-member of the gang, had first testified that the reputed leader had enjoyed a bellyful of laughter when he got a call about the man's death and told Bryan. The first witness had also testified that Blackman had ordered the hit and had instructed CJ to kill the target. The second witness said Blackman had continued laughing when he and CJ met up after the killing. According to the witness, Blackman had been eager for the man to be killed and had traveled to Lauriston and had asked him, the witness who was patrolling the area, for police as he did not hear shots being fired. The first witness had testified that Blackman had asked to be carried to the community to have a last look at the victim. According to the second witness, CJ had told him that he pumped 8 shots into the victim and that all of them connect. In the meantime, the second witness said he had begged the black man not to kill Outlaw because he was a man who did not give trouble. The witness said the reputed leader refused, saying the person who gave him the information on the target is never wrong. Bryan and the 32 other alleged gang members are being tried on an indictment with 25 counts under the Criminal Justice Act and the Firearms Act. The Wandon gang is a breakaway faction of the Klansman gang. Portland man freed of separate gun charges. A Portland man was free of separate gun-related charges over a 7-day period. Garfield Henry was charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition, as well as assault at common law arising from an incident in July this year. He was already facing charges of illegal possession of firearm and ammunition and wounding with intent arising from an incident in October 2019. The charges related to the 2021 incident were dismissed in the Portland Circuit Court yesterday after a judge ruled that prosecutors had failed to prove the allegations. The other case ended last Tuesday after prosecutors told the court that they would offer no further evidence against Henry, and a formal verdict of not guilty was entered. John Jacobs, the attorney who represented Henry, said his client was elated with the outcome in both cases. He believes that the justice system has once again worked in preventing an innocent man from going to prison, Jacobs said. Henry was accused of shooting an employee at the National Water Commission in the chest at a point-blank range on October 27, 2019. In the other case, he was accused of shooting a dog that bit him. Ioctane distances himself from gang-related activities. Dancehall artist Ioctane has sought to distance himself from gang-related activities after his name was mentioned in court during the ongoing One Don gang trial. A former Don turned witness on Tuesday testified that alleged gang leader Andre Blackman Brand and the gang member Fabian Johnson frequently visited Ioctane's recording studio. In a lengthy post on social media, the Loser Friend singer stated that his studio is used by a wide variety of individuals, many of whom are not personally known to him. He added that he was always willing to aid in the development of young talent and has used his platform to facilitate their growth. The singer further noted that during his 15 years in the music industry, he has been an advocate for finding alternatives to crime. Dawes predicts a fourth wave of COVID to hit Jamaica in January. Dr. Alfred Dawes, director of Windsor Wellness Center, says the fourth wave of the coronavirus will hit Jamaica in January amid the expected increase in overseas travel during the Christmas holidays. Dr. Dawes says Jamaicans have not been exposed to COVID-19 as other populations due to the no-movement days, leaving them vulnerable. Speaking in the House of Representatives last week as he announced adjusted COVID measures, Prime Minister Andrew Holness cautioned that a fourth wave of the virus is inevitable, but said vaccination could reduce the effects on the population. According to Dr. Dawes, the fourth wave will mimic what occurred during the festive season last year that led to the second wave of the virus in March.
A lot of persons who travel overseas for parties in New York and Florida, they're going to come back and they're going to bring it. We still are what you call an immune naive population, meaning that we have not really had widespread exposure because of the lockdowns that have curtailed the major spikes and the low vaccination rate. So we have a population that is very well vulnerable to the effects of the virus. And it's going to come. We're going to have a winter surge throughout the world as the temperatures fall and people start to huddle indoors. You're almost seeing a cycle of every 2 months you're having spikes, 2 to 3 months, and we're just coming down now. Now, where did we go wrong? Was it the initial rollout? Is it the messaging? I can't believe that the population itself just inherently on its own has developed the vaccine hesitancy. But what we do know is that the momentum is towards vaccine hesitancy. And as anybody who is involved in the politics knows, momentum wins elections. And right now, the population is not going to take the vaccines, irrespective of this talk of mandates, irrespective of preferential treatment. It's not going to happen. So the only time you're going to have that momentum towards vaccine take-up is when we're again seeing the hospitals being overwhelmed and people are dying, when they see that people close to them are taking down really bad and they're sick. That is what's going to work. Nothing else is going to work. That is just where we are as a people. We're going to continue to dump vaccine doses, the 300,000 that we're getting of AstraZeneca. We're going to dump a lot of that as well. That is what we're seeing. That is what we're experiencing on the ground. People are just not coming out for the vaccines.
It had been also forced to dump more than 50,000 doses of the medicine at the end of September. "46 new COVID cases in Jamaica, 3 more deaths." The Ministry of Health and Wellness reported 46 new COVID-19 cases and 3 more deaths on Tuesday, November 2, bringing the local infection total to 89,216 and the virus death toll to 2,249. The deaths occurred between October 24 and November 1, 2021. The new cases comprise 27 females and 19 males, with ages ranging from 4 months to 89 years. The cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew 13, Portland 8, St. Anne 7, St. Catherine 7, St. James 7, Westmoreland 2, Hanover and Trelawney 1 each. The deceased are a 72-year-old female from Clarendon, a 74-year-old male from Manchester, and a 61-year-old male from St. Anne. In the meantime, 172 more people recovered in the last 24 hours, bringing total recoveries to 58,439. Currently, 260 people are hospitalized, 24 of which are severely ill, while 14 are critically ill and 50 are moderately ill. According to the Health Ministry, there are 27,907 confirmed active COVID-19 cases on the island. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.